See, shaking their heads, wondering how Ohio State could be maybe a win tonight from being in the thick of things for a national title race again. This one thrown behind the intended receiver. It's picked off. They're bringing it back. Marcus Ezef all the way to the house. No flags.
This is another decision-making problem for Kevin Kraft. The ball's thrown poorly behind the receiver. Ezef stays at home, reads the eyes all the way. Had to play a partial deflection on the interception. But those kinds of mistakes are so tough for a team to overcome. And Kevin Kraft has got to learn how to secure the football for this team.
Tavecchio on for another extra point. Ezef bringing it back 69 yards. It was clear sailing once it was tipped, and he had it in his hands.
After that pick that went the other way for 6.
Austin back deep. Well, Kraft just 3 of 9, 33 yards and a couple of interceptions. This one goes out of bounds.
Wow.
Looked like Austin was coming up to kick it.
Yeah, and that's a penalty right there. They may have called a penalty for the ball going out of bounds, but if he kicked it before it went out of bounds, that's illegal kicking of the football.
What's he doing, though?
He did not want the ball to be in play, obviously, with the Cal Bear covering the football. But if you do that, you got to get down on the ground and knock the ball out of bounds with your hand, not your foot. It's not legal to kick the football.
Kick was intentionally kicked. Penalty is 15 yards on the previous spot. Re-kicked.
Well, it's very odd. I mean, you're right. You either recover it quickly before the kicking team can get down there, or you let it go out of bounds.
Well, and Cal has the ability to kick this. Yeah, you see Terrence Austin, and that you don't see that every weekend.
It's a nice way of saying it.
And I believe Cal has the ability here, the option to kick the ball from the 45-yard line. Yeah. And that opens up some options for Jeff Tedford in terms of a potential on sides kick. You can pooch kick it up in the air, try to get down and cover it, or you can just decide to try to kick it out of the end zone. Like a military exercise.
The penalty for illegally kicking a loose ball is declined. The ball will be placed at the spot where it went out of bounds. First down.
Okay. Last time I saw that move, it was a nutcracker during the holidays.
Mass confusion on the sideline right now. And Rick's trying to get a clarification, but Cal is going to take it as is, and it's where it went out of bounds, where it was kicked out of bounds. But you mentioned Rick Neuheisel very close to pulling his quarterback last week against Stanford, and with the struggles so far, not only the struggles, I mean, he's going the opposite direction this week.
Well, and there's been a very delicate balance. We talked about how hard Rick Neuheisel has coached Kevin Kraft on the sidelines. Norm Chow up in the box has been an intervening, calming influence at times. A couple times this year, including last week, it was Norm Chow who talked Rick Neuheisel out of benching Kevin Kraft. And the times that Norm Chow has done that, Kevin Kraft has delivered for him in football games.
It's a high standard with Neuheisel and his offensive knowledge, the fact that he played quarterback and Kraft a first-year quarterback trying to take in a new.
So valuable to have a quarterback that can move.
Big third down coming up for this UCLA offense. Under pressure, the throw, and this is picked off. No one there. Sean Cattouse, the redshirt freshman from Chicago. And an easy interception.
Back inside on a sneak.
Everett in motion. Khalil Bell looking to get outside, turn the corner. Now brought down at the 5. Great play by Mike Muhammad. The sophomore using his strength and his legs on the pursuit, David.
Yeah, Mike Muhammad is not a starter, but he can play all the positions. He ends up usually finishing games with the most snaps of all the line.
UCLA 3-4 on the year, and even money 2-2 in Pac-10 play. Cal 4-2 and 2-1. One of 5 teams in the Pac-10 with just 1 loss. Jeremy Ross from his own 2. Looking for a hole. He's found one. Ross to the outside across the 40, across midfield. Great return, great field position to start the second half for the Bears.
Number 3, Jeremy Ross.
Special teams have played heavily into this football game. Bruins scoring on a blocked punt. Also a big return by Austin, and now the Bears get into the act. How about the stiff arms? 2 of them to finish off that.
10, Cal with the lead. UCLA takes over 1st and 10 from their own 11. Under pressure is Kraft. He's going to go down. Tyson Alu at the 1. Brett Johnson was the first man in there to apply pressure, a loss of 9.
It's tough to move your quarterback, especially on a bootleg when you have pressure coming free, unblocked, off the edge. That is not a friendly sight for a quarterback, to come out blind, turn his eyes outside on the bootleg, and see Alu lowering the crown of his helmet.
Back against Stanford, 2 long drives. We've seen him do it against Tennessee, too. Met right at the line of scrimmage and dumped right there. Khalil Bell, close to a safety. The Cal players motioning for that, but he got out of the end zone.
Yeah, he just barely got out of the end zone, and the Cal defense coming out with a couple statement plays here early in the second half. It's the same as breaking the plane on a touchdown. To avoid a safety, a running back has to break the plane out into the field.
When there's not much there, these, shall we say, teaching when it comes off?
Yeah, teaching pretty aggressively.
Perez boots one. Thompson back at his own 40. Sid brings it back about 4 yards. That's it. 55-yard punt. And there's a flag as they rip the helmet off of Sidquan Thompson.
It's covered 55 yards.
And there it is. Got to stop when the helmet's off.